This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Hello, welcome to the John Guandolo Moment, brought to you by the Glazov Gang. Today I'm going to speak with you about the totality of the threat we face in the United States, not only from the Islamic movement, but their partners and their collaborators in the hard left Marxist socialist movement as well. The Islamic movement in the United States is primarily led by the Muslim Brotherhood, as well as groups like Tablighi Jamaat, known violent jihadi groups like ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, all have pieces here in the United States. And the Muslim Brotherhood network here, in the 2008 Holy Land Foundation trial, the evidence reveals that all of the prominent Islamic organizations are a part of an Islamic movement here in the United States whose specific objective is to create a caliphate, a global Islamic state, or an Islamic state here in the United States under Sharia Islamic law. We know that the primary organizations, Islamic organizations, are not only Muslim Brotherhood. Many of them, like the Islamic Society of North America and the North American Islamic Trust, actually directly fund terrorist groups like Hamas. And the Council on American Islamic Relations, or CAIR, the so-called leading Muslim civil rights group in America, is a Hamas organization as a matter of legal fact. Now, the Muslim Brotherhood's other organizations include the Muslim Student Association, which has nearly 800 chapters on almost every major college campus and university in the United States. In the United States today, we have over 3,000 mosques, masjids, and Islamic centers. They all represent the same thing. A vast majority of them are part of the Muslim Brotherhood's network. And those that aren't, several of them are part of the Shia Iranian network here, which are also hostile to the United States. And if we understand what Islam teaches about what a mosque is what the most perfect example of a mosque was, which was the mosque created by the Prophet Muhammad. And that was a place where jihadis trained, they planned battles, and it's the place from which battles were launched. So that's what the Muslim Brotherhood says their Islamic centers and mosques are, as a matter of fact. So you can put that number at well over 2,000 Muslim Brotherhood Islamic centers and mosques in the United States. Now you start to see the numbers in this network are pretty significant. When you put together all of these entities, that there are thousands of Islamic organizations working to impose Sharia, working to wage civilization jihad, that's what they call it, to overthrow our society, to undermine it. And we know, as a matter of fact, they are working with the hard left Marxist organizations in the United States. And we see groups like Black Lives Matter and others like hard left Marxist organizations, Answer, Act Now, Stop War, End Racism, and many others working at the ground level, at the national level, and at the international level with the jihadi organizations. So we actually have, on the ground level, jihadis, terrorists, like leaders of CAIR, Hamas doing business as CAIR, and others in places like Ferguson, Baltimore, and elsewhere. You have the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood in the United States and the leader of Hamas in the United States, Nihad Awad, saying at the Muslim Brotherhood's 2015 convention in Chicago, Black Lives Matter is our matter. Their campaign, Black Lives Matter, is our campaign. And we see for Muslim Brotherhood and Muslim Sisterhood operatives like Khalil Sabra saying the same revolution we had over in the Middle East, we need to have here in the United States. So we see that the jihadi movement directly tied in with the socialist, hard left Marxist movement with the goal of creating chaos in order to have a revolution in the United States. We see the Marxist-funded and socialist-funded LGBT movement, not just a movement calling for equal treatment under the law for homosexuals. A Marxist-funded movement tied in with the socialist workers organizations, Communist Party USA, and these other organizations we're talking about. They are hostile. They are enemies of the state. So they're all working together for one goal, and that is to overthrow the government. However, the jihadis are doing it to create an Islamic State under Sharia. The Marxists are doing it to create a Marxist socialist utopia. In the end, if the Muslims win, and they intend to win, the socialists, Marxists, and communists will be the first ones they kill. At UTT, what we are doing is we are training local and state law enforcement. Why are we doing that? Why are we focused at the local level? Because if you look at the network here in the United States, it constitutes an insurgency. And in a counterinsurgency, the tip of the spear is the local police officer. Local police, with the backing of the citizens, taking ground back, county by county, state by state. UTT is giving local law enforcement, pastors and churches the tools they need to understand this threat, to map out the threat in their community, to identify jihadis and jihadi organizations, to identify socialist, Marxist, communist organizations and their collaborators with the jihadi organizations, and use all power under the law to remove these entities and individuals from their counties, from their states, so we can take the fight to the enemy and put freedom back on the offensive where it belongs. Join us at understandingthethreat.com. Use our resources. Follow us on Twitter at UTT_USA. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Understanding the Threat. Like us on Facebook, Understanding the Threat. Support us if you can in our Americans for America campaign online at understandthethreat.com. Subscribe to our newsletter and get in this fight. We need each and every one of you. Thank you for the Glazov Gang, to Jamie Glazov for having us, and please remember to support them and subscribe to their YouTube channel. Contact them at jamieglazov.com. God bless you, and thank you very much.